What's up, guys? We gotta make sure we gotta keep this, some big stuff happening here. But anyway, guys, welcome back to that show that I always do on Friday nights, Friday Night Live. This week it is the last day of the year, so let's break down what has happened. So I'm not gonna speak about really like plans for next year too much because I'm gonna be doing a video about that soon. Because, big things are happening next year on TV, But we can talk about things in general that were big for this year, especially for me. But I'm going to keep this simple. I think it was starting this YouTube channel, obviously. This was a huge moment in my life, right? Because I had a channel on, like, YouTube before, but it was, like, where I played, like, Roblox games and just screen recorded it. They ain't really, sit in front of a camera, talking about real shit, So I think it was a big moment. And next year, we're going to be new and improved, We're going to come right out the gate with new content, A lot of my other videos, you can find them other places. I have a music channel. We got this solo channel. It's kicking again. We had been in that when we started Loud TV, I kind of like ditched my solo channel I did like 4 years back, but it's back now. So we found a use for it. Good me, right? Right. So with a lot of big moments to come out of the news this year, right? We got a new president, Mr. Joseph R. Biden. Whether you like it or not, he's a new president. Or just right now, he's been in office for a year now, and whether you like it or not is totally up to you. But that's just the way it is. We got my grandpa. He's in there, doing things. And we also got the vaccines this year to protect us from the dangerous COVID-19 virus. Not dangerous, but highly contagious. And it would have been a political statement if I said go get the vaccine. But I'm just gonna leave it up to you. Do what you want. We had, I want to say, the wildest 9/11 ever, like around that time. Because obviously, Biden pulled out of Afghanistan to celebrate, 20 years of 9/11. Because at the time, when 9/11 happened, a lot of people went over to Afghanistan not expecting to be there that long. And it turned out they were there for a long time. So they all got withdrawn from that area this year. We also got the sports back. Yeah, so we crowned champions this year. We got we did last year, but we had the Milwaukee Bucks and the Tampa Bay Lightning won their second. The Tampa Bay Lightning won their second in a row. Yeah. Yeah, Steven Stamkos is kind of good. And Nikita Kucherov. We also had, we had another close race between TikTok and Google, as TikTok surpassed Google as the biggest site on the World Wide Web. And now you may be asking, what's a web page? Something ducks walk on? And the answer is yes, obviously. So, that's going to be a video that might be coming up in the future, You're going to be finding that in the corner. Specifically the Gospel Corner. You know it, man. And we got other news, celebrity deaths. We got Barry White. She was one of the Golden Girls. Oh, yeah. One of my favorites. She died literally today. What a coincidence to die on. Like, you literally die, like, on New Year's Eve. Like, I was making this episode, I'm like, it keeps getting tougher, right? Because we also lost John Madden this week, right? So it's like right around this time, we're all just losing all of our heroes. Like, Madden, the guy on, like, every, all the EA, football games that they do, all the EA NFL games that they do. I mean, you could argue now that it's just the same game every year, but even still, back in the day, he was the coach for the Oakland Raiders as they won the Super Bowl many times. Many successful seasons. He was a commentator for a little bit after he was done being a coach. Yeah, a legend to the football world. He'll be dearly missed. We also lost DMX this year. Oh boy, yeah, he was one of the biggest rappers in the early 2000s, in the late 90s. He was claimed to have the energy of Tupac. Yeah, he was really, really important to a lot of us, growing up. We all heard the "Where the wood at? Where the hood at?" We all heard that song. that was like the most GTA 5 appropriate song ever. Yes. Speaking of GTA, we had the GTA trilogy that was released this year. Now, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's a buggy mess or that you're just upset that, Big Smoke's ordered, right? The trilogy was made this year, and it was quite controversial for, being buggy. I mean, personally, I didn't get the GTA trilogy because, I ain't gonna, come on, man, I ain't gonna play no crazy, laggy game on the go. I'm like, yeah, the state of gaming, that's another video that's coming up soon. You're gonna be expecting a lot. You're gonna be getting a lot of videos next year. Just trust me when you say that. We also had interesting movies released this year. We got a sequel to the new Halloween. Not Halloween. I love Power Metal, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. It's Halloween. We got Halloween Kills this year. Pretty, a good box office success. Along with Spider-Man, which came out last weekend. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I'm still COVID's, it came back, so I'm kind of struggling to find seats in the movie theater, because COVID's coming back, It's like, right when I wanted to go see a movie, it just unironically comes back. And that was another thing, the COVID came back around the holiday season, which I believe is, it's still here, so, I feel like it's just gonna be one of those things, the flu, that sticks around every year for the majority of winter time. And I think that's why we had the resurgence again around middle of November, and we had do we have two? How many of these variants do we have? We had two new variants or something. We had the Delta variant. Can you imagine why they call it the Delta variant? I mean, anyone here? Nobody knows. See, guys, nobody knows why it's called, or Omicron. Do you guys know why it's called Omicron? Does anyone know? No. Everyone's clueless, right? That's great. Not so good, but yeah, keeping momentum. We had, oh boy, there was a lot of big events, so, wrapping my little brain around all of it is quite insane, to be honest with you. Yeah. And we also had Bob Dole die. He was a U.S. Senator from the great state of Kansas, right? He died a few weeks back, so, so why is everything happening, now? I don't know. In these past few weeks, I don't know. That's why Friday Night Live would be busting, obviously. We also had some interesting album feuds. We had CLB versus Donda this year around September, when both of them came out around that time. It was really an interesting fight because, you had the loyal Drake fans that kind of were really offset by how bland and mainstream his music has become over the past few albums that he's made. And then you had Kanye West make an entire album about his mom. What's that album that you made? What's that about? It's about my mom. What a G! That's all I gotta say. So much credit to him. We had crazy wildfires, so we in Boulder, Colorado. This is happening just right now, so in Boulder, Colorado, there was, or it is right now, there is a, out of all places, Colorado, right? Like, when does Colorado have wildfires? Wouldn't you think that, like, the snow would just cool that stuff all down? Especially because it's, like, January time, just about, right? Just makes no sense. It's weird, man. But right now, there's a wildfire that are happening right now, so we will be praying for the victims. Yeah, man. However, I shouldn't really be praying for them because no one's really died yet. However, I believe so that there have been injuries, so, we obviously send our condolences here on TV. And we got No Time to Die, which that got a sequel to the, James Bond trilogy that's been going on for like 60 years at this point. Interesting. It might be, Daniel Craig's last movie as a Bond figure. I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, we'll see like in the next like half a decade, if we see something else from him in the James Bond franchise. But for right now, we're just gonna digest this film. Pretty good one. Yeah. And we also had a crazy kickoff to the year with the January 6th riots, which are still being talked about, still being like, committees. Yeah, so since we didn't know what happened on January 6th, we're gonna make a committee about it to keep investigating stuff that we already know happened. I mean, it's obviously like one of the biggest like out of nowhere things to happen. Like, when would you ever expect like a Trump voter to, or any of them, or to like just raid buildings like that? That's just insanity. But it divided the country greatly because they're like, well, Donald Trump, he kind of said this. Now, I'm not going to take any part in like whether he did it or not. I'm just going to say like what has been happening ever since he's been out of office. Has been like this, giant downslope in politics. Like, nobody's really been talking about it. I mean, obviously I haven't. In my own time I haven't. You haven't probably either. Because things are just they just wallowed their way back to normal, so maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's not, make up your own mind. But 2021 overall was I believe a comeback year. Now, no one's really going to say that 2021 was still amazing, even though I think it was. There was a lot of interesting moments this year. I think that it was definitely a comeback year compared to what 2020 was when I feel like we've gotten somewhere since then. I mean, we're going to the sports venues now. We're going to see concerts now. So things are slowly getting back together. We're gonna keep moving one inch at a time, and we hope that you do out there as well. And that's our wishes from here on Llama TV. We hope you have a happy new year, and we'll see you next year.
And that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, I recommend you guys please like and share this. And remember, guys, have a flipping amazing day.